We often hear that there are many jobs that exist today that will become obsolete in the future due to advances in technology. Well, one company, Kryon Systems, is leading the way, helping businesses to create true virtual workforces that increase agility and efficiency, helping the businesses save money and time, and in turn, ultimately helping us, the consumers. Joining me today to discuss this revolution in the workforce is Harel Tayeb, the CEO of Kryon Systems.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So why don't we jump in and you can tell us a little bit about what Kryon does exactly.
Okay, so Kryon developed and provide an RPA solution. RPA is robotic process automation. It means that we have a platform that you can create, maintain, build, and control virtual workers that eventually will do any logical process within the organization. So the robot themselves, they can do anything. They can act like human being. They can click on a button, read information from the screen, write information to the screen, and they can do many other things behind the scene. So eventually they can do, like any other employee in the organization, they can do anything.
Any task that a normal human being could do.
Yeah.
Okay, and it sounds very complicated, so maybe you can walk us through it. Let's say that I'm a company and I want to make my workforce more efficient. How do you help?
Okay, so basically we have the ability to add a virtual machine that has username and password, access to any application within the organization, and this virtual machine act like human being, which means that, if we will take an example from one of our use cases, so if there is a royalty process within Microsoft, which is, they are paying more than $4.5 billion every year to game developers as royalty. So the royalty process is very complicated. It's involved many different applications, third parties application, internal applications, and the virtual machine can do all the transaction, all the activities for this royalty process without any human intervention. So we reduce the time that people or human beings can need or want to work on these environments, and in return, the human being, we can be focused on what we are doing best, which is more innovation, more imagination, communication, and the robot can do anything else.
So essentially the robot helps, in this case, you mentioned Microsoft, it helps with doing what, sending out the bills, everything that needs to be done in the royalty process, essentially instead of a human being who would come in and do it. And I'm assuming they can do it much faster and more efficiently.
Much faster, and it, usually it's reduced the time by, I would say, 3 times faster than human being. So the robot can do things much faster, much more efficient, no error. And at the end, can enable human beings to do other things.
Freeing up human beings to do more creative things, as you said.
Absolutely.
Now, are there other companies that do RPA? Is this a trend for the future that we're going to continue to see?
So absolutely, there is a revolution in the market. Everyone's speaking about the taxi driver that might, be replaced by a robot, that, all the autonomic cars. But the revolution started already. And, if we heard the CEO of Deutsche Bank just announced that, he's going to add 50,000 robots or virtual machines into his, work stream, I would say. And today they have 100,000 employees in the organization. So it is a revolution. There are a few companies in this market. I would say that Kryon is one of the top 5 RPA vendors, but there are a few more. And the market is just, it's growing like the demand is fantastic, and there is a lot of, new opportunities in the market for that.
So this is a trend we're absolutely going to continue to see in the future.
Absolutely.
I have to ask, is this going to put a lot of people out of jobs?
It's a very good question. I would say that yes and no. Yes, definitely yes. There are some professionals that will be eliminated by the RPA, but there are many more new jobs that will be re-established, I would say, because of the RPA. It might be business analysts, it might be people that will develop and will build these automation scenarios. But yes, absolutely. I don't think that we need or would like, our kids to work on a routine processes. We prefer them to do much more exciting stuff. And, we see this, trend in the millennials. We see that this trend in any work environment today.
That they want to work less in sort of tedious, repetitive tasks and free up to do other things.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Microsoft, a company that you work with. I'm curious to know if you have other companies that you can sort of provide us examples with that you've helped.
Absolutely. So we have many customers from many different verticals. We have customers from the telcos, companies like Deutsche Telekom, Verizon, Singtel in Singapore, AT&T. We have customers, many insurance companies and banks like AIG, Allianz, and more. So I would say that the market or the demand came from the BFSI market, which is banking and finance services and insurance. But it went all over the place. One of our customers, Wyndham, it's the largest hotel chain in the world, actually.
Wyndham Hotel, yeah.
Wyndham Hotel, yeah.
And how do you help the Wyndham hotels, for example?
So this is an amazing story about Wyndham Hotel because they implemented our new revolutionary product, which is process discovery. The RPA, it's the automation, but also, and this is unique to Kryon, we have the ability to identify the processes on the go. So we can install client on each machine within the organization, listen for a week or two, and after that we will pop up and says, we found 500 processes. These are the processes that you can automate. So we are, in a way, automating the automation. And Wyndham was the first POC that we've done. And we helped them to automate the onboarding process. Onboarding process, Wyndham Hotel, they are onboarding 2 new hotels in average every day. It's insane. And the onboarding process takes between 40 to 60 days. So we implemented the process discovery and then the RPA within Wyndham. And they are building now their solution within, by Kryon RPA and discovery solution.
Interesting. And so I'm curious to know what stage the company is in now and where you see yourself expanding to in the future.
So we have 120 employees these days, and we're growing very fast. We are doubling ourselves every year. Due to the demands, we are working very closely with partners, many channels. So we are leveraging these partnerships in order to grow faster than we could, if we just, had to build all the relationship by ourselves. So I see Kryon leading the revolution of the virtual workers environments, helping to build a solution that will help companies, enterprises mostly, to maintain, to control their processes within the organization. And then post that, probably we'll go into the SMEs, small, medium enterprises, and then SMBs as well.
Great. Well, Harel, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.